Hello and welcome. My name is Alan, and today we're going to be discussing one of the biggest pieces of proof that America is a freedom of religion, but also a freedom from religion that we very much have and have always had a separation of church and state. We are doing this through letters between the Danbury Baptist Association of Connecticut and U.S. President Thomas Jefferson. Now, nope, sorry about that. Let me see if I can get it properly expanded the way I want it. There we go. This first letter is from the Baptists to Thomas Jefferson, the third president of the United States in 1801. To Thomas Jefferson, Esquire, President of the United States. Sir, among the many millions in America and Europe who rejoice in your election to office, we embrace the first opportunity which we have enjoyed in our collective capacity since your inauguration to express our great satisfaction in your appointment to the chief magistracy in the United States. And though our mode of expression may be less courtly and pompous than what many others clothe their addresses with, we beg you, sir, to believe that none are more sincere. Our sentiments are uniformly on the side of religious liberty, that religion at all times and places a matter between God and individuals, that no man ought to suffer in name, person, or effects on account of his religious opinions, that the legitimate power of civil government extends no further than to punish the man who works ill of his neighbors. But, sir, our constitution of government is not specific. Our ancient charter, together with the law made coincident therewith, were adopted as the basis of our government at the time of our Revolution, and such had been our laws and usages, and such still are. That religion is considered as the first object of legislation, and therefore what religious privileges we enjoy as a minor part of the state we enjoy as favors granted and not as inalienable rights. And these favors we receive at the expense of such degrading acknowledgments as are inconsistent with the rights of freemen. It is not to be wondered at, therefore, if those who seek after power and gain under the pretense of government and religion should approach their fellow men, should reproach their order magistrate as a enemy of religion, law, and good order, because he will not, dare not, assume the prerogatives of Jehovah and make laws to govern the kingdom of Christ. Sir, we are sensible that the President of the United States is not the national legislator, and also sensible that the national government cannot destroy the laws of each state. But our hopes are strong that the sentiments of our beloved President, which have had such genial effect already, like the radiant beams of the sun, will shine and prevail through all of the states and all the world, till hierarchy and tyranny be destroyed from the earth. Sir, when we reflect on your past services and see a glow of philanthropy and goodwill shining forth in a course of more than 30 years, we have reason to believe that America's God has raised you up to fill the chair of state out of that goodwill which he bears to the millions which you preside over. May God strengthen you for your arduous task, which Providence and the voice of the people have called you to sustain and support. You enjoy administration against all the predetermined opposition of those who wish to raise to wealth and importance on the poverty and subjection of the people. May the Lord preserve you safe from every evil and bring you at last to his heavenly kingdom through Jesus Christ, our glorious mediator. Signed, in behalf of the association, Nehemiah Dodge, Ephraim Robbins, and Stephen S. Nelson. So yeah, this is the letter they wrote to Jefferson. And of course, they're, you know, talking specifically. We believe in the right for any man to be able to worship as he pleases without repercussions. And, you know, we really hope you believe that way as well. So, yeah. Oh, let me get the right thing here. But yeah, they recognize he's not the national legislator, which, if you remember from the videos I've already made, the president is executive branch. He only signs off on the laws that Congress passes and puts forth. Um, but yeah, they talk of the difficulties they're seeing in some of their state, in their particular state with Connecticut, that, you know, they are, you know, feeling persecuted for their religious beliefs. This is Jefferson's letter back to the Danbury Baptist Association. To Messrs. Nehemiah Dodge, Ephraim Robbins, and Stephen S. Nelson, a committee of the Danbury Baptist Association in the state of Connecticut. Gentlemen, the affectionate sentiments of esteem and approbation which you so good as to express towards me on behalf of the Danbury Baptist Association gives me the highest satisfaction. My duties dictate a faithful and zealous pursuit of the interest of my constituents, and in proportion as they are persuaded of my fidelity to those duties, the discharge of them becomes more and more pleasing. Believing with you that religion is a matter which lies solely between man and his God, that he owes account to none other for his faith or his worship, that the legitimate powers of government reach actions only and not opinions. I contemplate with sovereign reverence that act of the whole American people which declared that the legislature should make no law respecting an establishment of religion or prohibiting the free exercise thereof, thus building a wall of separation between church and state. Adhering to this expression of the supreme will of the nation in behalf of the rights of conscience, I shall see with sincere satisfaction the progress of those sentiments which tend to restore to man all his natural rights, convinced he has no natural right in opposition to his social duties. I reciprocate your kind prayers for the protection and blessing of the common Father and Creator of man, and tender you for yourselves and your religious association assurances of my high respect and esteem. Thomas Jefferson, the 1st of January, 1802. So yeah, this really solidifies that the founders intended, you know, a verified separation between church and state. They believe, nothing should come between one and his wish to worship as he pleases. However, if one decides they do not want to worship for themselves, they should not be persecuted either. They should have the free right to not be forced into uh, religion. Again, make no law respecting an establishment of religion. So, no laws can be made that say we are this religion, or you must do this as part of this religion, or anything like that. That's not allowed. Or prohibiting the free exercise thereof. So again, no laws can be made that prevent one from worshiping for themselves. And he says, thus building a wall of separation between church and state. And earlier in the same paragraph, believing that that religion is a matter between which lies solely between man and his God, that he owes account to none other for his faith and worship, that the legitimate powers of government reach actions only and not opinions. Thus, he is saying the laws made by the government deal with actions. You cannot physically force someone to do something. If you think something, that's nothing we can do. We do not police thoughts. But yeah. But yeah, I wanted to read this letter because it's such an important insight into the founding fathers. Other founding fathers have similar sentiments. Uh, that people have the right to worship, but they should not force their beliefs upon others. One has a right also to not worship if they wish. Thus, why there's always pushes against having the Ten Commandments in government buildings, why there's a push against prayer in school. We are not to be forced to believe or act in religious belief in any way, but we don't stop anybody from freely worshiping if they only want to do so themselves. But yeah, that'll be it for this episode. As always, educate thyself, think, read, study, learn. Someone tries to tell you something you have trouble believing, ask them to cite their sources. I'll see you all in the next episode. Until then, later.